Attention Patriot investors. Are you investing your retirement money in companies whose ethical behavior is not aligned with your conservative values? Constitution Wealth, the Patriot's choice in wealth management, is the answer. We can help you clarify what's important to you about the companies you invest in and create a custom portfolio that lines up with your personal convictions. Contact us at constitutionwealth.com/values and talk to one of our certified financial planner professionals. Be proud of what you own. That's constitutionwealth.com/values.
Statements or opinions of its guests, advertisers, or even its viewers. The information contained in this program is not to be construed as medical or legal advice. An appearance on this platform is not necessarily an endorsement, but as always, we encourage you to do your own research. Enjoy the show. Good afternoon, Patriots. And welcome once again to another episode of Occam's Razor. I am doing better, but I'll tell you what, this stuff is no joke. If I could sleep for another 2 weeks straight, I would. I've already taken a nap once today. I'm going to be taking a nap after this show, and then I'll probably be spending the rest of the day in bed. Craig and I have several interesting stories to discuss with you today. Least of which not being Nicki Minaj. But Nicki Minaj is, I guess, calling out Joy-Ann Reid. Because people want to shame Nicki Minaj for not getting the vaccine. Who knew, man? I never would have thought I would be defending Nicki Minaj's right to say whatever she wanted on this channel, but we're going to defend her today. Oh, you guys, I definitely need you to keep me in your prayers. Got another couple of days of ivermectin left, and, man, I'm serious. I just can't even believe how tired I am. Just so tired. Can hardly eat or drink still. Do me a favor, guys. Sit back, relax, grab your popcorn. We're going to be right back after this. Collagen is taking the world by storm right now, and for a very good reason. It's the one supplement that's becoming widely known for its fountain of youth-like benefits. A consistent collagen routine has been shown to help reduce wrinkles and rejuvenate your skin. But there's a problem. Collagen supplements you get on the store shelves may be packaged with low-quality ingredients that often do more harm than good, which is why I love Multi-Collagen. Users report a more youthful appearance, decreased wrinkles, thicker hair, healthier nails, and pain-free joints within days of taking this amazing product. I highly recommend Health with Red Pill, and you can try it today for 51% off by going to my special website, healthwithredpill.com. Once again, that's healthwithredpill.com, or you can always visit the link below. And remember, by supporting my sponsors, you directly support this channel. All right, here we are, back from the dead, Craig, and on the warpath yet again, talking about the crazy world of politics and what the heck is going on in the world, man. I feel so confused every time I wake up and I look around. I'm trying to get my bearings in this world, and that's the point at which I just feel like going back to sleep again. But you know, the one thing I'm happy about, Craig. Every single day, I keep seeing stories about how people hate Joe Biden. Joe Biden trying to do whistle-stop tours across the country. He gets trolled by a bunch of 8-year-olds.
Love that.
Goes to California. People tell him, boo, we don't want Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a bad man.
It turns out Joe Biden's the bad dude, not Corn Pop.
That's right. Joe Biden is the bad dude. It's not Corn Pop. Craig, how have you been, man?
I've been good. I was feeling a little down and out a week or so ago too, and I got over it pretty quickly. But this seems like you really got one this time, man.
Yeah. that corona bug. It bit me.
I've heard of it. Has that been in the news a lot lately, the corona?
You might have heard of it, yeah. Something jumped up and bit me from China, got my ass, and here I am still trying to shake it off. Man, I wasn't kidding. I went, I didn't do any shows, or I really didn't do much of anything for like 9 days, and if I could still not do anything, I would just lay in bed, but I've got stuff. We have to move Red Pill Girlfriend to the new apartment this weekend, and I've already got a U-Haul. There's no way around it. I have to do it this weekend. At least we have to get started. And so, I need to be getting back into the swing of things. I can't do anything to stop that. And then, obviously I have to continue to work. So thank God there are things that I've, been working on. I've got a couple of quick interviews behind the scenes that I'm going to be putting out. That's going to help me kind of make up for lost time. I'm always worried that if I take too much time off, then like people are just going to forget that I'm there and they're not going to watch or something like that. Do you ever feel like that, Greg? Do you ever have that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes sometimes, but I think people will be here when you come back. And I think I speak for probably almost everyone. I say, take all the time you need. We won't forget about you.
Okay, good. Well, I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it.
Attention Patriot investors. Are you getting help on investing, taxes, asset protection, estate planning, and charitable matters from an organization who doesn't share your conservative values? Why? Constitution Wealth, the Patriot's choice in wealth management, stands ready to help you make your important money decisions from a conservative perspective. Go to constitutionwealth.com/values and align your money with your values. That's constitutionwealth.com/values.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, your body's telling you, rest. They need to feel better. I know. I completely. I say the same thing to my wife. She says, rest. I can't. I know how it goes. So I hope you can get as much rest as possible.
Oh man, you guys. Yes, and honey, I like that. I really like what you're saying right there. So maybe that's the best idea. Yeah. Oh God, you guys, there's so many things happening behind the scenes. I wish I could just tell you about it. I can't yet. Hopefully, before too long, I'll have some really, really good news and I can share it with you guys. But as of right now, there's just so much going on behind the scenes. But here, let's talk about the news, man. Let's talk about Nicki Minaj.
Let's do it.
So Nicki Minaj, she kind of got in trouble.
Nicki Minaj, let's go.
Yeah, she got in trouble the other day because she suggested to people on her Twitter. Hold on, I got to turn the AC up. It's getting hot in here with these lights. She suggested to people on her Twitter feed that they only choose to get the jab based upon their own research and desire to get it, not by the peer pressure which so many people are feeling coming down on them. Why? Because she's got a boy in Trinidad and Tobago who was scheduled to get married next week, and he got the vaccine, and guess what? I guess that his huevos have swollen up to the size of grapefruits, and he's now impotent, and as a result of that, the bride backed out of the wedding. That's bad. That sucks, number one, for that dude. Like, first of all, maybe it wasn't meant to be. If she's shallow like that, I guess, you're about to get married. Is this really what you want to take on? Like a lifelong debilitating handicap, who knows what the long-term effects are going to be. So can you blame her? I don't know. But certainly this guy I feel for. I feel bad for him, and Nicki Minaj obviously feels bad for him too. So she brought it up to her Twitter followers, and everybody attacked her. Including Joy Ann Reid. Now, Joy Ann Reid, she was the famous homophobic blogger. She was racist and homophobic, and posting these blogs before she worked for MSNBC. And then she tried to claim she got hacked, and then, well, it was obvious that she wasn't hacked, and so she apologized, but only after she got the blogs completely deleted from the Wayback Machine, so nobody could even go and look any longer.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a real class act. So, but Nicki Minaj called Joy-Ann Reid an Uncle Tom. Called her an Uncle Tom, and she's calling her a hypocrite. Because Joy Reid is calling her out for saying anything negative about the possible vaccine. But if you go back just a couple of months, then you can see Joy Reid talking about her own hesitancy to take this vaccine or these jabs, because it was Donald Trump that was at the helm of the United States government. And so, I mean, it is the same thing. It's the exact same thing, so everybody in America has a right to choose their own medical treatments. That's the way that it is. That's the way it's always been. That's the way that it should be. And now people like Joy Reid, if Donald Trump is saying, hey, we've got this available, go ahead and consider it, then no. The answer is no. But if it's Joe Biden telling us that we have to, well, then if we don't, we're un-American for some reason.
Yeah, I love this example of the vaccine of Trump. He's the father of the vaccine. He says, I'm very proud of the vaccine. I love this great case study in Doublethink that Trump was out there as president saying, we're developing the vaccine, Operation Warp Speed. It's going to be great. I'm going to take it. You should all take it. And then you have archived on the internet forever people saying, oh, I'm never going to take this rush to market Trump vaccine. And then here comes the new boss, slightly different than the old boss, but not in regards to the vaccine. And he says, you got to take the vaccine. Oh, yeah, sir. Oh, yeah, you got to get vaccinated. I'm doing my bit. I'm helping save America. How dare you not? It's just such a beautiful example of how these people can be led around by the nose to do anything. Even if moments ago or days ago or weeks ago, they said, I would never do that. That's terrible. It really just shows it's a wonderful example of how people are so easily duped, and they can believe the exact opposite of the thing they said moments ago. It's like in 1984, where they'll switch who their enemy is, they'll switch who their ally is, and then they'll say, well, our old ally, Eurasia, we're now at war with them, and our old foe, Oceania, or East Asia, we love them, and we were never at war with them. So it really do be like that in 1984. They can get people to do the exact opposite of what they just told them they can't. You should never do this. And now all of a sudden, we've always loved the vaccine. We always do. So it really shows how people can really be brainwashed, which is great.
Yeah. Oh, the Trump vaccine? Oh, gosh, no. I won't even consider taking anything from Trump. Wait a second. Now it's the Biden vaccine? Yes, sir. I'm going to shuck and jive right on over there. Get me that vaccine. I love it. Jab me up, sir. Jab me up.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be my excuse when I don't want to, when the men come and they say you and your family have to take the vaccine or get to the cancer. I'll say, oh no, you don't want to take, that's the Trump vaccine. But I don't think it'll work. I don't think it'll come to that. I really don't think it'll come to the men coming.
Oh my God, yeah. Never. Oh man, so I was saying earlier about Joe Biden, people clearly just hating Joe Biden all across America. You gotta love it. So Joe Biden is now campaigning for Gavin Newsom in California. Okay, and his number one argument to not recall Gavin Newsom is that if you recall Gavin Newsom, you're going to get Donald Trump. Well, sign me up.
Yeah, right.
That's what's wrong with that. I have no problem with that. Obviously, Larry Elder is not Donald Trump, but I think that Larry Elder's a great guy, and he's clearly going to do a better job than Gavin Newsom would in the state of California. Dude, I'm on the phone. I mean, I'm on the air. Stop calling me. And every time Joe Biden goes someplace, there are people standing there waiting to tell him how much they hate him. They have
everywhere.
Yeah, no, say, no Biden, no, we don't want Biden. Biden screwed up Afghanistan. It just goes over and over and over again all across the country. And you have to love it. I gotta open up the the vent over here because it's really hot all of a sudden. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. No, California, or not just California, but everywhere, all over the place. Don Jr. has been posting these things on Instagram. I don't know if any of you are on Instagram, follow Donald Trump Jr., because it seems like every day he finds a new sporting event where people are chanting F Joe Biden, except saying the actual word, F Joe Biden, F Joe Biden. I even saw someone made, the Gay Who's Straight on Instagram made these stickers that just say FJB. It's really become a meme, and you see it everywhere. And Red Pill mentioned that, every place Joe Biden goes, you see that there's a crowd of Trump supporters. I saw one where they were giving him the finger and saying F you. They really don't like this guy. I even saw a march in New York City of people protesting the vaccine mandate, chanting F Joe Biden.
Yeah.
It is the levels of defiance and no longer having an F to give are reaching critical mass. And people are seeing finally that these people, they are just puppets in suits. They are not people that deserve respect. People would always, because they put them up, they dress them in suits and they put them up on a dais and they give them titles, the honorable, such and such. They thought, oh, these people, they're better than me. But now they're saying they're just puppets in suits. Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Councilman, sir. No, they're just Joe and Jim. And they're actually, most of them are less, or deserve less honor and respect than your average person. They deserve less honor and respect than you or me, the average, average Joe, not Joe Biden, Joe the plumber. They deserve less respect because a lot of these people haven't done a hard day's work since they had a part-time job at the Dairy Queen, if they even had that. And, it's not that some of them aren't good. A very, very small percentage are and do a great job, but most of them are just clinging to their power, clinging to their government pension, clinging to their lovely contacts at big companies who then give them money and backdoor deals. And they are not to be respected. And people are seeing, I don't have to respect these people. These people are, they're garbage. A lot of them, they're bad people. These politicians are bad people. They don't deserve respect. They deserve to be shamed. And of course, it goes without saying, I'm not saying for anything violent here, but disrespect and shame, that's not violent. These people, they're destroying society, and they shouldn't be held up on a pedestal for destroying society. They should be voted out. They should be publicly shamed. And this is what you see. You see people saying F Joe Biden. You may have seen that clip of Trudeau getting on a bus, and people are, just totally losing it on him. And it's a beautiful thing to see. These people, they don't deserve respect if they act like this. They just really don't deserve it. And people are starting to realize they're starting to have the attitude that they should have. There's this great clip. I just posted it on Rumble and BitChute. It's not my clip. It's from Portugal, this judge. And he's unloading, totally unloading on the order-following mask enforcer police, saying they should be ashamed of themselves. And how can you go home and look your children in the eyes at night? And that's the attitude we have to have. Totally nonviolent, but shaming these people because they are truly the enforcers of evil. Be that the frontline enforcer on the street going to club you for not wearing a mask, or the politician enforcing the or setting the mandate up. But that's what we need, is that attitude that people are starting to have when they chant F Joe Biden, and just totally defying the narrative that these people need to be respected and worshipped.
So over on Rumble, J-Tel wants to know, did I take ivermectin? Yes, I took ivermectin as prescribed by a doctor. And then Chatbox says, horse paste party. I forced my brother to eat the paste to prove he wasn't a Fed. What? Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, that's hilarious.
Yes, I took ivermectin as prescribed by a doctor in pill form. Oh my God, I'm still taking it. But yeah, if it wasn't for that, I think I would still be unable to get out of bed and do anything. But yeah, people are they're looking at Biden. They're looking at Biden's people in his administration, and yeah, they're giving them the respect they're due. As an example, Tony Blinken. Did you see that testimony with Tony Blinken? And it was a rep from Florida. He was asking him about Biden and Ghani and the State Department manipulating the intelligence on Afghanistan, which allowed for the takeover and the death of those 13 innocent men and women, the completely unnecessary and foreseeable deaths of those men and women in Afghanistan at the airport. They knew exactly where that suicide bomber was. ISIS-K, this is the exact same time, I'm sorry, Cyrus Parsa. You go to my channel, dude. You can find it. I can't send you a link to me live while I'm live. So you, ISIS-K and the Taliban, the exact same people. So clearly, the Taliban let this ISIS-K suicide bomber in. The United States government, for whatever reason, decided not to blow them up with a drone strike, but they blew up other people, and they have no idea who it is they're even blowing up when they do. Blinken was also questioned about, what had happened. They were asking if there was an aid worker or a Taliban or an ISIS-K person that had been blown up. And Tony Blinken doesn't even know. They have no idea. We are the most sophisticated military on the face of the earth. And they can use a satellite to zoom in on the logo on your shoe from 1,000 miles in the air, higher. I don't even know how high, okay? They can go from the stratosphere and get pictures of you, probably handwriting a letter on your desk, okay? They can zoom in on anything, and they don't know who it is that they're blowing up. They're blowing up, families and kids and stuff like that, Ooh, is that a soccer ball or a suicide vest? I don't know. I guess we'll just go ahead and blow them up. But just zero accountability.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. They had a lock on the guy who was a suicide bomber. They didn't take because they don't want to mess up the sweet deal they were getting with the Taliban, which obviously turned out really well for them and for all of American people that are there. And then when you look at who they do bomb, it was just some dude who worked for an NGO who was picking up drinking water and I don't know, just stuff for his organization he worked for, picking up his family members who needed a ride to work or wherever they were at school or wherever they were going, and they just bombed the hell out of him. It's complete insanity. I mean, it really doesn't get more insane than this.
No. So Anthony Fauci is now talking about the administration considering a domestic COVID passport. So if you want to travel around the United States, now they're saying that very possibly they may require you to show proof of COVID vaccination status in order to travel across the United States. I don't think that that's going to fly, personally. You try to stop me at a checkpoint, and I'm just going to keep going, I've got a little bit of driving I'm scheduled to do here very, very quickly, and there's no way I'm going to be stopping and allowing people to check my papers. You're talking about, well, when Biden had announced the mandate the other day, there's the main portion of the United States, the middle section of the United States, already refusing to take part in these mandates. And, so if I got to go a little bit further out of my way so that I can get down to Florida or something like that, I'm not going to have a problem doing that. I'm certainly not going to subject myself to the humiliation of having to go through checkpoints in blue states. And I'm going to get as far away from blue states as I possibly can. Lest we become Australia. Look what happened in Australia. Well, now, finally, the people have had enough, and they've realized that mass disobedience is the only way that you're going to beat these people. And they've told, essentially, the police and the powers that be to go shove it up their rear end. And now they're going ahead and just, they're going outside. They're going to the beach. They're going doing their shopping and stuff because the police cannot arrest all of them. They can arrest a handful of people if the majority of people stay home and do what they're told, and it's only 5 or 6 people a day that are going out and venturing out to do what they need to do. Those 5 or 6 people a day can get arrested really easily. But tens of thousands of people saying, no, I've had enough, it's not going to work. And that's what's happening now, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah, that's the opportunity that humanity is now starting to seize that they've given us on a silver platter. And that is that to really really stop the endless overreach of these tyrants, that everyone has to, or at least the critical mass of people have to rebel by saying they're not going to take it. Now, this was never going to happen with overtaxation. This was never going to happen with the incremental spying they would do on the internet, or the endless, slightly more airport security every year. All these little things, they would incrementalize it over the years. And now they've given this opportunity that all we have to do to completely rebel against the state are simple things like go out and do our shopping, drive around where we want to drive around, go to work, open our businesses. And that's defying the state. Things that we've all been doing for years or decades, depending on what you've been doing, how long you've been around. So these are things that humanity knows how to do. And it's also so insane what they're trying to get us not to do. I'd be able to drive around in our car without showing our papers for a vaccine that is largely untested. I mean, it's just a scientific fact, or a simple fact. It's not even scientific. You can look at how long they normally test a vaccine. You can look at Operation Warp Speed and how fast this was tested and rolled out to the public. And now they're saying, oh, yeah, it's probably safe for people 12 and over. And now they're expected to have it approved for people 5 and over in the coming months. And it's like, oh, my gosh, dude, come on. This is so obvious that they're going to take this vaccine for a virus that has a 99.999, however many nines, I'm estimating the number of nines here, rounding, of people that are under 60. I mean, especially young children. They're basically almost always totally fine from it. So they want to jab you with that. And that's their big sell. We're going to protect you from this thing that almost never kills children. And we're going to totally turn your life upside down. And so it's a massive, sorry for the cuss word, but I'm going to say one cuss word here. It's a massive shit test. Are you familiar with the concept of a shit test, Red Pill?
A shit test? No.
Yeah, a shit test. Okay.
Explain a shit test to me.
I will. It's a thing someone does to see if they can grab power from you, to see if you'll say, no, that's a bunch of BS. I'm not doing it. And so when they do it, when you fail a shit test, then you lose a little bit of your power, because then they say, oh, okay, he'll put up with that. Okay. Oh, you guys will put up with that. Okay. I'll try another one. I'll see how much more I can get to put up with. That's what the state is doing here, but they're pushing way too hard. And we are going to pass this test as a society and say, like they're doing in Australia, hey, we're going to the beach. We don't have to go to the beach and wear masks. Get the hell out of here. We're going to the beach. It's fine. We're going to go do our shopping. It's fine. And in America, we are going to say we're not going to have vaccine passports. And they're clamping down so fast. So many people are getting the meme of don't be afraid to lose your job. This is the opportunity of a lifetime that your children will look back on, and they will see, what did my father or grandfather or mother or grandmother or aunt or uncle do? What did I see them do when it really came down to it? Did they decide at the time, we're not putting up with this? I'm willing to lose my job if that's what it takes. I will be okay. We're not going to let any of our fellow patriots starve to death. I can tell you that right now. We are going to stand up and resist, and people will look back on this moment in history and say, what did you do? Because we're going to win. I have no doubt we're going to win. So decide what side you want to be on. I think I know where probably everybody watching this is, but I'm saying this to people, preaching to the choir here, because this idea is so important to spread to other people. The idea that we can stand up and resist, and people are going to look back on this moment in history, which we will win. But people will look back on you at this moment in history and say, what did you do at the time? Did you just keep your head down and get the vaccine, or did you stand up, and were you part of this movement, this critical time in history, which doesn't come along that often? So it's kind of a cool opportunity, a great gift we have here to stand up and be on the right side of history. So Godspeed to those of you who are doing and telling your friends the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very important point, Craig, because so many times people have said, what can I do? How can I play a part in this? And I feel like it's so fundamental, very, very easily. All you have to do is stand up. Stand up and say, no, I'm not going to take part in this. I'm not going to help propagate this this fascistic garbage. And this is truly the melding of American fascism. I mean, like the corporate state and this new socialist government that they're trying to implement here in America. And they're trying to shame us into behaving in a way that they want us to. And, I'm not willing to allow that to happen. And as long as I'm going to be here standing up, I hope that you guys will go ahead and do the same thing too. Now, real quick, Did you see this, Alexandria Occasional Cortex? Did you see the dress that she wore to this $30,000 a plate gala? She wore a dress that said "Tax the Rich," and how lacking in self-awareness does she have to be, Craig? I mean, she is one of the rich. She is one of those people that she is pretending to be fighting against. And, she's got her place in Brooklyn. She's got her place in Washington, D.C. She is now part of the cultural elite that she is apparently working against. God, it's just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, it's like me going to a steakhouse and tucking into an enormous ribeye with a shirt that says "Meat is murder."
Exactly.
Complete nonsense. Yeah, and I bet she thinks she's poor compared to all her friends. She only makes $176,000 a year, and she probably hasn't got all the nice backroom deals that her more senior congressmen and women have. So I'm sure she feels like she's one of the people. Plus, these people can completely lie to themselves and think they're for the people when they are actually part of, as you said, the cultural elite. So it's totally, whatever you call that, tone deaf. It's completely asinine.
Yeah. Hold on. Over on DLive, Eve for America says, "Hope you got my snail mail. God bless. We love you." There is a bunch of mail that Red Pill Girlfriend just picked up for me. I haven't looked at it yet. El Qualuit says, "Thank you. I hope you're feeling better." And that is it over there. So yeah, hopefully I will be getting your mail soon. There will be a couple of gold pills too. I'll go ahead and read those off a little bit later on though. So getting back to the idea of, just trying to get people to comply, Craig, did you see that there was a hot mic in Israel? A couple of different things in Israel. No. First of all, in Israel, it came out that Pfizer had an agreement with the Israeli government to only use the Pfizer vaccine in Israel. They wanted it to be a laboratory setting so that they could determine what would happen if everybody got the Pfizer vaccine. Now, the Israeli government initially came out and said that it wasn't any kind of an agreement. They had just decided that they were going to use the Pfizer vaccine because they said it had the higher level of efficacy or something like that. So, but now somebody working at Pfizer has been caught saying that no, it's actually it's a laboratory environment for sure. They have an agreement with the Israeli government. And so the people of Israel, I guess, are getting kind of angry about it now, especially considering the fact that they have this massive fourth wave, 300% increase in COVID cases, and it's like the most highly vaccinated nation on the face of the earth. But now there's also this new hot mic situation where the Israeli health minister has been caught on a hot mic saying that the vaccine passports are nothing more than just a means to pressure the rest of the country to get vaccinated. They want 100% of the country to be vaccinated, and they think that the presence of vaccine passports will shame people into getting it. And for some people that might work, it absolutely might work. But I mean, not for me here, or not for any of you guys, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure Red Pill, that he's not feeling well. He's laying in bed at night staring and saying, "Oh, I wish I'd got vaccinated." Oh,
it's funny.
That's off the air. On the hot mic, Red Pill says, "Oh, no, I really wish I'd got vaccinated." No, I'm just kidding.
I can see the the people like Will Summer and Alex Kaplan, they were tweeting about how I had gotten sick, and I'm sure that they're thinking that I wish I had gotten vaccinated. No, absolutely not. I am so happy I didn't get vaccinated because now I will have natural immunity and I'm not even worried about it. I also don't have to worry about forcing myself into a COVID positive state because I took an unnecessary and unproven experimental medication that is not only going to give me COVID, but give me long-lasting, unknown side effects for the rest of my life. I don't need Bell's palsy. I don't need to be experiencing delirium tremens. I don't need a headache that doesn't go away. There are all kinds of effects from those jabs that I'm not going to have to deal with. I'm just fine putting up with a couple of weeks of sickness so that I can just get through this and then not have to worry about it again. Did you see also that Veronica Wolski died of COVID?
No, did she?
Whale watcher, yes.
Yeah.
She was put into a hospital, and they refused to give her ivermectin. They put her on a ventilator, and she died. This is like a couple nights ago.
Oh my God!
Alex Kaplan and Will Sommer also gleefully tweeting about that. Sons of bitches. I'm just going to say that out loud. And the people in the the thread, you know, and I don't care if you like Veronica or not. She was a divisive figure. She was nice to some people. She was mean to other people, and she, you know, had her own way of doing things. But nobody deserves to get made fun of for getting murdered by the medical establishment. You know, what happened to Right to Try? I mean, if somebody is that sick and they say, I want to try this medication, President Trump put that into place so that people could go ahead and get the medicine that they wanted. But they refused to allow people to get ivermectin. They refused to allow people to try hydroxychloroquine. And that right there is responsible for an untold number of deaths. How many tens of thousands of deaths all across this country in elderly people and people who are at the main at-risk populations because they could not get the medicine that they needed. And instead they were put on ventilators while the hospitals recouped like $37,000 or whatever it is. Disgusting stuff.
Wow. Yeah, that is sad. It's man, it's really shocking. I'm so sorry to hear that happened. I see this on this picture. I just looked it up. She's one of the former Bernie supporters. She's wearing a Bernie pin in this.
Oh yeah, and, she was a former Bernie. Yep.
And man, it's just very sad. I'm sorry to hear it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. People like Lynn Wood he had an ambulance, I guess he was going to send to the hospital, pick her up and take her and get her treated someplace else. They would not release her. They would not. Will Sommer said that the hospital got bomb threats and stuff. I don't know anything about that. I don't know if that happened or not. Obviously, if you guys are trying to help somebody, nobody calling a friggin' bomb threat. That's just ridiculous. Yeah. I find it difficult to believe that anybody would be stupid enough to do that. But yeah, you know, it's a real shame. And I think that her death was probably not necessary. You know, she was older. She was a smoker. So, you know, she was definitely in that main at-risk pool. But they also called her a COVID denier. I don't know that she was a COVID denier. I mean...
Yeah, I think she's only a denier to the extent that it was a denial of how serious they said it was in order to shut down society. I mean, I deny that makes any sense.
Yeah. But, you know, whatever.
I'm sure they're gleeful about it. But she made an impact while she was here. Mm-hmm. God rest her soul.
Certainly did. Certainly did. Yeah. So, you know, things can be bad. There is, and speaking about the side effects of these vaccines, you know, I posted a video on Telegram yesterday. So it was from TikTok, and somebody was like, "Sorry, I don't watch TikTok videos." Well, it's in my Telegram, so you don't have to go to TikTok and watch it. It was just a guy. It was taken from TikTok. The guy was a respiratory therapist, okay? And I think that it underscores, so you're doing yourself a disservice by not watching the video. I posted it for a reason. He was a respiratory therapist, and he got fully vaccinated. He was a believer, and now he's taking like 15 different medications just to survive as a result of all of these different side effects that he's now feeling as a result of taking these vaccines. And there are stories like that all across the country. So here is a woman. She was a West Virginia University employee. She got the vax because it was mandatory at her employer. Her name, let's see, I don't know. So she's basically going through and talking about all of the different things that that she's experiencing, and it's just a litany. It's a nightmare list of the most horrible things that you could think would happen after getting these vaccinations. And the people that want to force us to get these vaccinations, they seem to think like, hey, it's okay as long as it's not happening to me. As long as I'm not the one who are experiencing this, then now I can go ahead and put my viewpoints on you, and you should be forced to go ahead and get this. And I see so many people talking about my 7-year-old can't get vaccinated, so you have to get vaccinated. And what about the rights of my 7-year-old daughter? And screw your rights and your freedoms. It's so ridiculous listening to these people, watching them try to do these mental gymnastics, and why this is how it should be done.
Yeah, it's mental gymnastics is a great term because these people are so uncoordinated when it comes to logic. So they try and go out there and do the floor routine like they're at the Olympics, and they just flop down and roll around and writhe, and they think they're doing gymnastics, but it's really quite a sight to see. Mm-hmm. And your 7-year-old. If you're vaccinated, you can still get COVID and your symptoms are less, at least in the short run. So you're less likely to even realize and spread it to your 7-year-old, who is likely to be totally fine when either you give it to her who lives with you, which, if you live with them, you're way more likely than me, who I'm staying away from all 7-year-olds in the world. I don't know any 7-year-olds. I don't have any 7-year-old cousins. I'm not interacting with any 7-year-olds. If I go to the park with my son and I see the 7-year-olds, say hi, and I'll keep my distance. So I'm staying socially distanced from 7-year-olds no matter what. Vaccinated, not vaccinated. So don't worry about me and your 7-year-old. I got nothing to do with them. I want nothing to do with them. That's on you with your vaccinated lesser symptoms to pass on to your 7-year-old, not me. So I don't feel no guilt.
Well, even if I wouldn't feel any guilt, I could care less. I mean, there are no vaccines out there. There's no vaccines out there that were designed to protect your 7-year-old from me. I mean, that's just not how it works. The conversation around these vaccines is just so frustrating to me. It's really, really, really annoying.
Yeah, it is very, very stupid. But the fact that it's so stupid, I think it's going to show people just how insane of a narrative these people will push. I mean, I just forwarded you an article, Red Pill, I saw in Populist Press out of the Daily Mail. It says 18 FDA senior officials say there's no evidence that fully vaccinated Americans need booster shots because jabs are still effective against severe illness. So the FDA officials are even coming out and saying boosters are unnecessary, but they're going to keep pushing them. They're pushing them in Israel already. You're going to lose your green pass or your vax pass, whatever the heck they call it over there if you don't get it. And a study came out, I think a week and a half ago from Rasmussen, not a study, a survey. Rasmussen does a decent job with their polling. And they asked vaccinated Americans only. They only asked vaccinated Americans this question. And it was something to the effect of officials are saying, you may need a booster shot for your COVID vaccine. Are you willing to get one? And 77% said yes, but 23% said no or not sure, which that may seem like a small number, but that is, if there are 150 million vaccinated Americans, and 23% of them said no or not sure. That's about 30 million plus Americans who got the vaccinated Americans skew towards people who will obey the authority. So that's 30 million of the people who believed the first time, I got to get vaccinated. 30 plus million who were either saying, no, I don't want a booster, or I'm not sure about that. And it's about split down the middle. So at least 15 million who said, no, I don't want a booster. I get it. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Or 3 times in this case with the shots.
You sounded like George W. Bush.
Yeah,
fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
You're not going to fool me again.
Not going to fool me again.
Now watch me make this putt.
Oh my gosh. All right. So, poor Ashley Babbitt. Remember poor Ashley Babbitt?
That sounds like an old song. Poor Ashley Babbitt. Anyway, go ahead. Yes, I do.
Ashley Babbitt. Poor
I was thinking
Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah, someone should make this whole thing into like a Rodgers and Hammerstein style musical when it's all over. Imagine how great that would be. Lavish.
Oh, gosh. So I mean, Ashley Babbitt, obviously, she's no longer with us. You know? I don't want to argue about whether or not she ever was or if she was a real person. Let's just say Ashley Babbitt was a person. She's
for
gone.
the sake of argument, let's say that.
Let's just say that for the sake of the argument. Well, knowing that, the state of California still sent her 3 recall ballots to her home. And, God, you know, that's an incredibly poor taste. You know, her family, everything that they've had to deal with, you know, the footage of her being shot in cold blood by whatever that dude's name was, Mike Bird, Officer Mike Bird, Lieutenant Mike Bird. There's also going to be some type of an event coming up in Washington, D.C., calling for justice for the people who are political prisoners, and apparently Mike Bird is going to be working on that day, too. I think that's in poor taste. If there's ever a day you're going to give Mike Bird off, probably not the day calling for justice for the people still being held as political prisoners in Washington, D.C. But, you know, I think that it goes to show that in California, man, they've got some significant problems with their election system there. And I wish Larry Elder the best luck in the world. But I think it's going to take a miracle. I think it's going to take a miracle for him to actually win the recall vote there, because I think that Gavin Newsom and his people are going to do everything in their power to make sure that they cheat. I mean, how many different crackheads with guns did they find sleeping in their cars with like hundreds and hundreds of recall ballots like in the last month? I mean, it was at least 3. So that looks to me like there's a pattern. Like somebody's paying drug addicts to steal recall ballots and then protect them in their vehicles at night with their guns.
Yeah, I mean, we know these people will do anything. They'll lie and they'll do worse than that. And it's a tale as old as time. It's going to be an interesting case study, California, because never before have people seen how much they are willing to rig elections and never had their eyes on so much as they do now. So I hope there's enough patriots in California with their eyes on this that they're going to expose this even worse than 2020. I don't know. Have you heard anything about that, Zach?
I mean, I think that the majority of people in California don't want Gavin Newsom to be elected. I don't know how many. I don't know how to quantify it. I don't know how to put it into numbers. But I'm hoping that there will be people there paying attention. Clearly, there are a lot of people there who are working for the Democrat machine who are trying to ensure that Gavin Newsom gets swept back into office a second time. But I don't know, with the way that it's set up, you know, there's so many people on the ballot. You know, all it is a simple majority for one person. So I think it's a lot easier to cheat when you've got 2 people. But when you've got like 40 people, and the vote's going to be split so many different ways, I think Larry Elder is in a better position. He's more primed to be the winner there. You guys, I've had this video that I wanted to play for days and days, and I kept. Well, I mean, I was sick, so I didn't get a chance to. But let me see if this still works. Make sure that it does.
Remember that? I'm being serious. No, I'm asking you a question because before. No, wait a minute. I'm asking you a question. Is that accurate, the best?
About, but Mr. President, respectfully, since that I don't think that the issue that do you think that people have an issue with pulling out of Afghanistan or just the way that things
Oh my God. Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
Oh yeah, man, that is good, clean fun right there. It's Il Donaldo who did that. You can tell. I don't know if you know Il Donaldo. I'm sure you do, but if you're out there and you don't know Il Donaldo Trumpo, freaking hilarious, man.
I tend to think that Il Donaldo Trumpo and Cat Turd are the same person.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, might be. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, sometimes laughter is the best medicine. Red Pill. It really makes you feel better, doesn't it?
It does. That's why I needed it. That's why I needed to.
Nice. Yeah. That's good.
That's good stuff. All right. So, well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and cut it short there because we don't have any more stories to talk about there. And I need to take a nap here before I get into the second half of my day. But, Craig, what do you have coming up for the audience?
Let's see. What is today? Tuesday? Tomorrow, Wednesday night, I'm going to do the news, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Lots to talk about. Also, I'll be on the Red Pill Thursday, of course, and the friggin' Friday Night Show with Brad Coladro gets Reasonable.tv for more details. Links to BitChute and Rumble. I just posted that video of that Portuguese judge. You got to check it out, man. That's the attitude we need. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. Thanks, Red Pill. Feel better, man.
Awesome. I will. Let me go through the gold pills. Leanne63 says, been praying for you, Zach. Please don't stop. I need it. Rabbit Hole 45 need some help getting rid of our tyrannical governor here in Kentucky. Adam Hugapug says 500 hugs from Kirshen, the love pug for you. Pam Tate 1776, you have been missed and many prayers have been lifted up. Please continue. I need it. Sean Anon said, God clearly has bigger plans for you. Do you and know we're here for you regardless. Love your brother. Love you too, man. Reign with him. Shipping you positive health vibes and prayers for rest. Let's see. Serene Firefly, praying for you, Zach. Get rest. Get better soon. Much love. I see clearly. Prayers for healing. Sean Anon. Rose McGowan has certainly had plenty to say about Newsom's wifey. Yeah, that was a great press conference. Did you happen to see that?
I didn't catch that. No.
You should watch it. You should really watch it. Yeah,
nice.
Very good. Rose McGowan is she's a firebrand, a bit of a firebrand. I used to absolutely love Rose McGowan when I was a kid. I had a big crush on her, and she's just absolutely fearless coming out and talking about her experiences in Hollywood. Dharma, thank you for the gold pills. Warrior Mima, thank you for the can. Sunny Day, glad you are better. Zach, great interview with Maria Zach. Thank you. Yeah, check out my interview from yesterday with Maria Zach. She's got more information coming out. She'll be coming back on the show. Please do me a favor, watch these interviews that I'm putting out because they're only 15, 20 minutes long. It's not the normal 2-hour interviews like I do on the weekend. I see people saying that, they don't watch the interviews because they're 2 hours. They're not always 2 hours. Dale Bercier, thanks for the cookie. TikToks, he says, glad to see you doing better, buddy. Thank you very much. TikTok was supposed to be our guest for Comfy Sunday. We had to postpone because of my sickness, but we will be coming back here in the very near future. Daisy Chains, here's to leveling up, immunity level achieved. Thong Chaser, a can of whoop ass for that COVID shit. Mighty Patriot, thanks for the cookie. Sean Anon, is this where we are supposed to watch California? Very well could be. Luann V, no pizza boxes in the counting room. Hopefully not. Napkinator 79, thank you for the ship. K2, here's to laughter. Kiz says, good to see you back, Zach. Hope you're feeling much better. TikToks, the video gets a cookie. Mighty Patriot, thank you for the cookie. Rubber Duck says, get well soon, brother. Stone Roller for the cookie. Allie B says, so happy you're back, Zach. Continued love and prayers. Son of a green card, good to see you, buddy. Ankavanka, thank you for the cookie. Switch Rod, thanks, gents. Love you. Love all in Christ. Do not comply. Trick Pony says, I will not comply. Did not come. Dale Bercier says, an F you, Tony Cookie. All right, you guys. Appreciate that. Let me make sure we didn't miss anything else over here. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, you guys. Appreciate the members over on Twitch. Appreciate the members over on D Live. Thank you for the donations on on Foxhole. Thank you if you have donated anything on the website. Thank you if you've donated anything to Craig. Things have been very difficult lately, you guys. I know that it's times are tight for everybody, but it's just the way that it is. We got to keep hanging in there, keep persevering. Love you very much. Good luck. God bless. I will see you tonight.
Looking to align your money with your patriotic values? Go to constitutionwealth.com/values and get our free download, 8 critical questions you need answered to find a financial planner you can trust. That's constitutionwealth.com/values, the Patriot's choice in wealth management.